right. Now, this morning we're starting with Obrafwo, Ghana Rap Software. Me trying to say Obrafwo. Me boy. It's in the first day, me kind of plain. Okay.
Hey.
All right, so veteran Ghanaian rapper Obrafwo has sued American rapper Drake for copyright infringement. According to the details of the suit that has been shared online via District Court of Southern District of New York, Obrafwo is suing Drake for sampling his song Oyohene Remix. In his song Calling My Name. Details of the suit suggest that Drake had sought permission to sample the song via email and was declined. He, however, went ahead to release the track, which was featured in an album days later. Based on the success of the song, which was on Drake's highly publicized Honestly Nevermind album, Obrafwo is asking for $10 million as compensation. Obrafwo is suing for copyright infringement under the Copyright Act and seeks all remedies accorded to him thereunder, including preliminary and permanent injunctive relief, monetary damages, including but not limited to actual damages, profits directly and indirectly attributable from defendants, infringing conduct, statutory damages under the Copyright Act in the sum of up to $150,000 per infringement, where such infringement commenced after the copyrighted work was registered with the United States Copyright Office and other economic relief. So there we have it. Obrafwo, $10 million. The suit is here. And in the wake of that, we've seen and heard Manche, Ni Manche, and he's talking about the fact that, I mean, but that's his voice, even though the rights of the song belong to Obrafwo. So in this case, then, you know, this is the kind of conversation that we need to have with the people who are in the business proper.
Right.
You know, how do they, so apparently there's a thing called a split sheet, or there's a way that you can actually, you know, for ghost writers, producers and such, so they are paid outright. It's a buyout for them. So they buy you out. Even though it's your intellect and whatever, they buy you out. And sometimes you sign an NDA, so there's never a conversation of this is me, I did this, this belongs to me, whatever, whatever. There's a buyout. You state your price, you're paid, you go away. Never again should you come back to have this particular conversation. Then there's the payment, where even though you're paid for it, you still have a stake in it, because there's a certain percentage of whatever is going to come in the coming years that should come to you, you know. And then there are various ways that people handle it. I don't know how this particular one was handled, because from the tweets of Manche and everything, you can tell that he never really received any money. Right. And so he's like, oh, but you, as you're suing somebody, you know, what did you give me? You know what I mean? And it brings a big conversation. Let's talk about the factors you think led Drake to sample Obrafwo's song. Let's start from there.
Well, clearly it's a great song.
Without permission, that is, because clearly, you know, we're told he sent an email and said, oh, I would like the opportunity to use this. And I'm sure by so doing, he wasn't just asking to use it for free. He must have wanted it and was willing to pay for it. I don't think he just sent an email that didn't suggest that I want to use this and pay for it.
You see, it's a big issue. Now, it is not Drake who sent the email.
Right.
It's a member of Drake's team.
Right. But it's still Drake.
Yes. But in this times of scam and all of that, I could come and pose like I'm a member of Def Jam and then be looking for your songs and da-da-da-da-da. So that is one aspect of it. If we had a structure, a very strong institution here in Ghana, maybe as a member of Drake's team, after reaching out to Obrafour and not getting feedback, I would have probably used those channels to Musiga, of course.
It always circles back.
You see,
it always circles back
like
to
the problem
Musiga.
of Ghana.
Yesterday, Scooby
right.
Seller talked about the fact that, Musiga doesn't have a website that I can go there and say that I'm looking for a percussionist from the north who plays a certain particular way, and I would immediately have a link to a person with their contact and everything and speak to them and know that is very fundamental.
Yeah.
That is very, very fundamental, but they don't even have that.
No.
So there's no way that an email can reach them. That's even if they'll see the email that same day.
Exactly.
I'm sure months will pass before they even see it.
So it's I didn't want to say it, but that's the truth.
It circles back.
It's a Musiga problem. And if industry stakeholders, gatekeepers are watching, this is a Musiga issue. I can't reach Obrafour, then it means that logically I should go through an institution.
Yeah.
Which institution will I go through?
Yeah.
There is none. I go to probably Musiga page and then the last update is 2019 or something. You expect me to send an email there?
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So it's unfortunate that this happened, but it raises issues.
Right.
Yesterday, Reggie Rackstone was talking about, or in that interview, that presupposes that he wanted something done for him.
Yeah.
And I was of the view that no, you rather owe us something.
Yeah.
This is something that must be fixed.
Yeah.
And guess what? Obrafour is in the Reggie Rackstone League.
Yeah.
Those who pushed the High Life song, is it not the High Life song that is being sampled?
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? You see, and this High Life song has been hip life song has been sampled into hip hop, another genre, into another culture.
Yeah.
If we had a strong institution, that means that hip life is being maintained.
Oh yeah.
It's
and this is history.
This is history.
This will go in our books,
exactly.
in our records. We would say that on this day, such and such happened.
Exactly. So that is missing. It's missing. So you can't blame Drake and his team for this. I think anybody would do the same thing, and I'm sure they took this decision in knowing that consequences like this will probably come up in future,
right.
and we are ready, to deal with it. Right. So you can't blame them. What I like about Obrafour is the fact that he sued him in the U.S. court.
Yeah.
So this is a member of Musiga probably who knows that my system is not working, but let me go into his system and then sue him over there.
Yeah.
I will benefit over there.
Oh, yeah.
Ideally, Obrafour should be able to sue him here.
Yeah.
Because it is his music.
Yeah.
You get it? But, so he goes into the U.S. courts and then sues him over there. And this money, 10 million, it is the least.
Yeah.
It is the least.
Yeah.
So if and the count, the charges, infringements, I think they said one cost over 150,000. So if Drake is guilty of all charges, that $10 million will probably be the least of cash.
It could actually be more.
Yeah.
But do you consider, because you talked about clearly this communication must have come from a member of his team and not him directly, do you suppose this is an intentional act of copyright infringement, or maybe there must have been some sort of miscommunication?
When you are trying to, and I'm using the example of academia, when you are trying to cite an idea from a source you are not too sure of, somewhere in your write-up, you acknowledge that you couldn't find the true source of the idea, so that anybody reading wouldn't come at you. This is just a song, and knowing these people by what they do, every song has its own credits and all of that. So my guess is they know that something like this is going to happen. So they will probably have a certain a clause or something to take care of the fact that we probably reached out to this person and we did not get feedback. There will be evidence. Otherwise, his team wouldn't have responded you know, immediately to
Suit.
the suit. So they know, they are quite deliberate about what they are doing, and I'm sure they are prepared for
whatever.
for whatever.
But I mean, for Drake, $10 million is
$10 million. As of 2023, his total net worth was $49 million, and this is
$49 million.
$49 million. Yeah.
As of 2020.
2020.
As of 2020.
2020.
Okay.
So it could be more now. It could be more now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, how do you think this will impact the whole conversation of copyright infringement moving forward?
Right.
Especially should Obrafo win?
Well, if Obrafo wins, I would expect that all other Ghanaian artists who sampled foreign sounds should start preparing for
Oh my God.
court.
Oh, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people, because he who comes to there's a code like that. If you come seeking justice, you must come with clean hands or something.
Oh my goodness.
So if you are a Ghanaian artist
Ghana there, Charlie,
and you have sampled
that is plenty.
a song from,
But you see, then whoever is looking to sue a Ghanaian artist, what exactly are they looking for? That's the first question.
to drum home the fact that copyright is real.
Okay, but then what are you hoping to get out of the suit?
Oh, nothing.
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 You're just suing them for suing sake.
Educational purposes.
Educational purposes, because really though, you can't get much.
No.
Can't get much.
But it will drum home certain things. It will, you see, and copyright is a big issue now in the United States because of the AI innovations. When I first saw the suit, I was like, no, this is nothing. But upon a second thought, it's actually a big deal.
It is.
You know, we are dealing with the human being, but in future, the biggest copyright issue we'll be dealing with is with technology.
Yeah.
You know, someone took Jay-Z's song, made a whole verse out of it.
Yeah.
Jay-Z didn't go to court
Yeah.
because he understood that this is a new thing. This is a technology thing.
They were just shocked
exactly
at how much can happen with artificial intelligence.
Exactly. So if the song was probably sampled now and I was in Drake's team, I would have probably said technology. But even if with a very good lawyer, they can make some interesting arguments.
Oh, but they will.
Yeah.
But you know they will.
Well, they will. They will. But I like the fact that this has happened to all of us.
Yeah.
It's a good test of our
But
loss.
this is a bold move.
Oh yeah, very bold.
This is a bold move.
Yeah.
Very brazen. And I like the fact that, you know, Obrafo, anybody for that matter, would take such a move, you know, because then it speaks to the whole copyright infringement and how serious a situation it is. I think that we've seen this before. One person in Ghana that has been found guilty not by court but by
court of public opinion.
Court of public opinion is Kwame Eugene, because he samples a lot from a lot of places. We know he sampled, you know, and I think in an interview with him one time, he did say that artists draw inspiration from a lot of places. It's inspiration. Even Shakira said that her Waka Waka song, she was jogging in the morning and it came to her. But you know that song already exists.
Yeah.
It's an African song.
It's an African song.
Yeah. She must have heard it and probably forgotten that she heard it somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, she sampled it clean. But you know, she paid them later because it was a big conversation. You don't tell me that you woke up and then it came to you, Zamina, Mina, but this song existed long before.
She couldn't run away from it.
No.
The whole culture exists around that.
Absolutely. So I can understand that, sometimes you draw inspiration from people's songs, but in using people's property, intellectual property, you should tell them, and you should also allow them to give you permission. You know, it's not just telling, don't give me information and go ahead and use it when I haven't granted you permission to use it. So yes, it's really bold of Obrafo, and I think it's a big statement.
With this statement, it would be easier in future for foreign artists to start dealing with Ghanaian artists, because I think one of the things this will do, and I'm positive about it, is it's going to give us an opportunity to look at our copyright laws again, you know, take some things more seriously. So when a foreign business is coming into the country, they want to know that your courts are working. They want to know that your laws are working.
Yeah.
So if my contractor here or my partner here faults, what will the constitution here, what will the laws here do to the person? I think this would be an opportunity for us to do something like that in the direction of creative arts. You know, so let's expect more features. Maybe Drake will land or Bradford will land a feature with Drake in a future project.
And it's not just in the words. When I think Sexual Healing is Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye's estate sued, what's it called? What's his name again? Versace on the Floor is who?
Versace on the Floor.
Oh my goodness, it's not coming to me.
Wait.
So he sued him.
Okay.
And it wasn't for words. No, that's not Justin Bieber. You should actually Google that and let me know. Versace on the Floor, the person who played that. Is it the guy? Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars. Right. Yes, Bruno Mars. He sued Bruno Mars. The estate of Marvin Gaye sued Bruno Mars. And it wasn't for words. It was for, they said, some guitar string something. And they actually won, and I was blown away. I was blown away because I thought, what? You know, they said the song, some strings sounded identical, and I was blown away. You know, so, and I knew that, look, there are levels to it. There are definitely levels to it. Some people, it's word for word. And I feel like in drawing inspiration from somebody else's song, and it's like writing, doing write-ups. I know people who cut and paste verbatim, like, be creative, kakre. You know, words have synonyms. Won't I say? Like changey, munya dear. But some people will like literally cut and paste, and that is very disturbing because that is like the child who would copy his friend and copy his name on top of it, like copy everything. You know what I mean? I feel that is not creativity at all. It's not.
Even with this song, it's some of the lyrics is written somewhere as "kill the cup,"
right?
But it's "killer cut."
Yeah.
You know, killer cut blood. Well done, Charlie. Well done, G.
Yeah.
You know, it's. I don't know whether it was something they were doing to escape the.
But you know, back in the day, Manche used to do a lot of the introductions.
Exactly.
I think was it Hammer? Who was he working with? Hammer. Yeah, he did a lot of the intros. Sometimes like long sentences before even the song comes, and it was exciting and entertaining for us. And because you know Manche, he speaks well, he has a certain accent, so Charlie is nice. When you're hearing a song and you know these things come, it's like it gives you some feeling, you know, that kind of thing. But now let's get into it, what Manche is saying, because he seems to be not a very happy man in the wake of the suit. So he's Chalewates Manche is what we call him, Manche Ayikwe, who's the original voice behind the Killer Cut, which Drake sampled from or off of Bradford's or Yohane song, and he's come out to claim intellectual ownership. Now, according to Manche, the sound belongs to him, and Bradford has no right to claim ownership. He articulated this via a string of tweets. We're going to see some of the tweets. He said, "Hello, Drake. The intellectual property, more specifically the Killer Cut sound, which was sampled in your song Calling My Name, belongs to me, Manche Ayikwe, and not to I Am Bradford." And you know, he's just given information that is mine. And I think, you see, that's because back then, I don't know what the arrangement was.
We know the arrangement.
We know the arrangement. It was just a boys session. You're doing your thing. I'm saying something for you. That kind of thing.
No contracts.
No contracts. There's nothing to it. But you see, the trouble with this, the danger in this is when the song does well, now I want something. It cannot be that, but if my voice is in, and I send me I would say that some of the liking of that song has to do with that small thing that Manche said as well. You know, because indeed back then, at the beginning, and it wasn't just for Bradford, it was for a lot of other artists. At the beginning of a song, when Manche came in and did his thing, it was nice.
Right.
And I could bet that a lot of artists actually wanted that. They would request that he did that for them. Like they would deliberately say, "Menyum we die." Me pese manche keka kan sembi we nim ne mami," because it was a thing and it was nice, you know. So yeah, maybe to a large extent, but Obrafo is untouchable. There's no way I would ever say that, you know, what Manche said is what made the song, but it added on.
Yeah.
Definitely added on.
True.
You know,
True.
so in a case like this.
And the interesting thing is, the whole point of this court's matter is that line.
Oh yeah.
It's not the entire song.
It's not the entire
it's
song.
It's just that line.
It's just that line.
And Manche is now coming in to say that this thing under contention is actually
my thing, yeah.
You know, the smartest thing Obrafo and his team could have done was to co-sue.
Yeah.
You know.
It's me and Manche against Drake.
You, Obrafo, Manche, Hammer.
Yeah.
They come together.
Yeah.
And then they co-sue.
Yeah.
That even makes a stronger statement.
It makes it weightier.
Yes. Very, very weightier.
You're not wrong on that.
Yes, so,
because this then brings into question the entire suit.
Exactly.
The fact that Manche is now in and would directly tweet at Drake to say that this line is mine. I'm the owner of it. It brings into question the entire suit. You know, so this should have been done. There must have been some conversation at the back with Manche and Obrafo and even Hammer to say that, okay, this is what is happening now. This is what I intend to do, because they are all a party to that particular line.
I think this issue is also revealing a certain tension that is existing among some of these individuals in this generation.
Yeah.
I don't know why it felt difficult, and this is me thinking, it felt difficult for Obrafo and his team to reach out to Hammer even, and then Manche, you know, to present this case.
To say this is what we are up to.
Yeah, and I don't know what would prevent Manche from privately reaching out to Obrafo to say, or even Hammer to say that this our guy.
You know, usually. And in this particular case, I would support Manche for doing it the way he did it. Usually when the thing has already gone ahead, you don't see what the point is to see the person privately. He didn't think to see you privately before he made his move. So what's the point now for me to go and see him privately? It's already done. You know what I mean? He's gone ahead. The suit is already there. He sued this person already. What's the point in me going back to have a private conversation?
Sure.
He didn't think it was necessary to come to me privately before he did what he did. And me, Charlie, some days I can be vindictive like that. So it's a tit for tat business thing, you know? Because sometimes when you feel disregarded, you equally have to disregard. Sometimes. It's not like an everyday thing, but sometimes. Because in this particular case, nothing stopped Obrafo from reaching out to Hammer, to Manche, to say that unless there must have been some sort of communication at the time when the song was done to say that moving forward, and we all understand that the song belongs to Obrafo. Yes, we do. There's no contention there. We're not arguing that in any way. But you see, that particular line in question is not his. It's not Obrafo's voice. Neither is it his. It's not his. That particular line, you know. So it would have just been nice if the God did something for me. A 30-minute, I did a 30 minutes thing, and the God added his 2 minutes to it. And it is the 2 minutes that is in contention for something. It is only right that I tell you that, oh, I didn't part kakra no. You know, I'm hoping I can do this, and I want you to, you know, join me. Let's join forces and do this. Nothing wrong with that.
It's going to be difficult in court. I said something earlier. My attention has just been brought to it again. The killer cut versus killer cop is going to be a big issue in court.
Right.
You know, you are hearing, or you know, killer cut, but they, in their sound engineering, they managed to send a killer cop. However they did it, we don't know. But you know, these days we have softwares.
Yeah.
You know, so it's going to be a very interesting case in court. Killer cut versus killer cop, and Obrafo would have to, and this is where they would have to come together.
Exactly.
If Manche goes doing that, Obrafo goes, if they go on different sides of the road, they will not win. But if they come together saying this was our project in 2003,
Yeah.
and they establish how they created that, it's most likely going to give them an upper hand.
Yeah.
But with this division now, I think Killer Cup
will win. I know.
You know,
I
so-
don't disagree with that.
So it's very-
and I it saddens me when it's so evident the divisions in the industry, especially for people who have worked together. The thing for me is that, look, Digo, you and I don't have to be friends. We don't have to be in a good place anymore. But when something we've done together in the past is up for debate or there's a contention, we need to come together regardless. Whatever our differences must have been in the past, let's at least come together for this course, and then we can continue whatever it is or whatever energy we had prior. It's just the way to go. But making it so obvious that there are divisions, it makes it, you know what they say, right? Division clearly cannot conquer.
Right. And if I could just reference the
Right.
writ, and said in the sampled phrase from the copyrighted work, a male voice with a distinct tone and accent is heard energetically repeating the following phrase: killer cut blood, killer cut. The phrase incorporates use of slang terms universally associated with hip-hop culture.
Right.
Now that for me itself is like, it's like we are trying to win a certain war in our war in a different terrain.
Yeah.
In a different culture.
Yeah.
You know, so and in this lexicon the sampled phrase can be understood as, yes, approximately saying great song, brother, great song. And the copy, this 43, the copying of the sampled phrase in the infringing work is so direct in nature that the audio of the sampled phrase heard in the infringing work contains little or no audible manipulation, processing, or other alteration to the original character as heard in the copyrighted. Now, this is very arguable.
Yeah.
Obuafo's team is saying that they didn't do any...
They didn't change anything.
No
They didn't touch on
creativity.
anything. They just cut and paste.
Exactly.
Type of situation.
But in their lyrics on the internet, Drake's lyrics, the song, it says killer cup blood, like 4 times.
right.
So it's going to be a very interesting...
It will be very, very interesting.
to be like the O.J. Simpson
oh no,
of music.
Oh no, that's
if the glove doesn't fit,
oh no, that's
you are
far-fetched. That's far-fetched.
No. In terms of how heated, you know,
he said it's going to be,
the argument is
because
going to
we're going to follow this.
Yeah.
We're holding our breaths, bated breaths. Here we are. We're waiting. We're going to go for a break. When we return, this is Sun Up on Showbiz TV. Remember to log on to showbiztv.com and also our WhatsApp number 0503 951 006. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Sweet, but your love is sweeter.
We promise you an exhilarating time span of delight on Afro Section.
Strawberry ginger.
Your world's about to get rocked with the finest visual playlist of Afro hit songs across the continent.
We know we fun like me. We know we fresh like me. We know we hot like me.
Your satisfaction is a surefire thing, so just loosen up and drift into an avalon of multifarious Afro music on Showbiz TV.
I'm protected by Jah Almighty Father. Them can see we from afar.
I am your party giver, Kathy Brown.
Showbiz TV, Beyond Music. Sugar cane sweet, but your love is sweeter.
We promise you an exhilarating time span of delight on Afro Section.
Strawberry ginger.
Your world's about to get rocked with the finest visual playlist of Afro hit songs across the continent.
We know we fine like me. We know we fresh like me. We know we hot like me.
Your satisfaction is a surefire thing, so just loosen up and drift into an Avalon of multifarious Afro music on Shobiz TV.
I'm protected by Jah Almighty Father. Them can see we from afar.
I am your party giver, Kathy Brown.
Shobiz TV, Beyond Music.
Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day. New hopes, new dreams, new ways. Open up my heart and I'm gonna do my part and make this a positively beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day.
All right, so we're back. This is Sun Up on Showbiz TV. My name is Natalia. We're going to do our last story, and then our guest is seated. So Ochiame Kwame, the rap doctor, has come under some criticism recently after he shared some photos of himself online. The photos, which had the award-winning musician wearing only his boxer shorts, were shared on social media on his birthday on Monday, April 17. So according to the captions given to these photos, Ochiame Kwame was introducing a new boxer shorts brand on the markets for men. Obviously, amid all the backlash to his photos and the call for his arrest by NDC's Mr. Haruna Amaliba, Ochiame Kwame has come out to speak. While speaking in an interview, Mr. Amaliba said that the police must arrest Ochiame Kwame for sharing half-naked pictures on social media, just as Ekuya Pimpolo was punished for displaying indecent photos of her and her son. Now, okay, so we know of Ekuya Pimpolo. In a rebuttal, Ochiame Kwame stated in an interview that if Calvin Klein or Gucci had offered me $1 million to post a picture on my page, what would we have said? Whenever he purchases a new set of boxer shorts, what type of dress does the model or on its label wear? Can he tell me what dress he wears to advertise the boxer? You can't wear boxer shorts and wear kente on it to outdoor it. And I absolutely agree, because I did say here that Ghanaians have double standards. The issue with Ekuya Pimpolo was a completely different issue. Ekuya Pimpolo did not come out to show herself a single person wearing a bikini or a bra and underwear to say that I'm promoting my brand. What she did was with her child. And in psychology, there's something called Oedipus complex. For anybody who doesn't know, find out what that is. When children are growing up, especially if it's a boy and the mother, they develop a certain kind of love for their mother. And in psychology, that is called Oedipus complex. And that is very negative for the child. It's the same when a daughter has that kind of feeling for their father. It's called the electoral complex. I stand to be corrected, but it's something like that. So that's a completely different conversation. I would buy a Kwapin Polo collection if she's selling her, I don't know, lingerie or whatever. Because how else would I see what she's selling if she doesn't display it the way it is worn? And I see absolutely nothing wrong with Ochiame Kwame displaying his boxer shorts because he wants to sell it. How else would we see it to buy it? We watch Cristiano Ronaldo and David Beckham put on their boxers all the time, and we love it. We see it on Instagram, we go and like it. And we are a people that are hypocrites, and we have double standards. It's okay when another person does it, but when we see our own Ghanaian person do, we are like, oh, and nah, hey, but uzumi, where uzumi, wahoo. You know what I mean? And this is just my opinion, though. It doesn't reflect Showbiz TV. It's me, Natalia Ando. If you're coming, you come for me. I mean, I'm facing my heat already. So, but that's just how I feel about it. I don't think there's anything wrong. Obi, how would you sell your boxer shorts if you had a brand?
How would I sell my boxer shorts?
Yes, if you had a boxer shorts brand, how would you sell it? Especially if you wanted to model it yourself.
If I could model in it, I don't think I can model in my boxer shorts.
You can't say.
No. I think to model in a boxer shorts, you need to be a shower. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. There are two types of guys. There are actually two. There are actually three.
Okay.
You have the grower, you have the shower, and then nothing.
All right.
You understand? I am a grower. And for growers, you don't use us for boxer shorts.
You don't use it for boxer shorts.
The showers, Ochiame Kwame said shower.
The showers.
Yeah. So now you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Showers, when you see them in the boxer,
you say, like it. And the growers.
Yeah,
and then nothing.
For me, grow up, you may be disappointed a lot in the beginning. Yeah.
Okay, so I put my guest out even before I could introduce him. Obi Ampunsa is my guest this morning in the studio. And I saw your post on Facebook talking about me getting you up this early morning.
Morning interviews are tough because I sleep late.
You did mention.
Yeah, and it's the NBA playoffs, so and I'm a fan, so I've been following the matches. And Ghana, when you're an NBA fan, you have to stay awake to watch matches like 2 a.m. Yeah. So we appreciate you coming. I'm here for you, you know, always.
We appreciate you coming. And so we're going to get into Obi Ampunsa. I'll do a proper interview of him when we return. But in the meantime, let's take a look at, for you, if you're foreign to Obi Ampunsa, if you've never experienced him, which would be quite the shock. But if you're that person, let's show you a little something. Do stay tuned. We'll be right back.
When you stop at maybe a red light, right? Red light, and probably you are typing something on your phone. There are these people who come with some rags and water to wash your windscreen. Somebody will type in the red light. Why do you guys do that? Can't they eat? And I don't know, but it looks like a constitutional thing, right? Like it doesn't matter wherever you find yourself. When somebody's car bumps into your car, you have the right to kill your engine, come out of the car, and survey the damage. Doesn't matter whether it's a freeway, whether it's a truck. You have to come down and survey, and everybody understands. People will be passing like, oh, they're chilling. And they will be assessed our boa. The car. It's crazy, right? I once saw a guy driving a Picanto, he bumped into a G-Wagon. Spoiled the whole bumper. He was an old man. When the young man came out of the G-Wagon, the old man was, he said, my son, take me as a sinner. Forgive me, my brother. I'm a servant for you. The man found it and said, I don't know, and Ghanaians can reconstruct accident scenes, right? You know, normally the traffic that happens when accidents happen is not because of the accident, because of inquisitive people. You know, because there are people who can be in the trotro and reconstruct the whole accident scene. Say, motor na kopo kan. Motor no one when the moja one na team. She has no on share helmet. That one them so when that one he only general one mate no soon that. So ma we dey with on motor.
All right, so I have the man in the studio with me. Clearly, I have the men, all the men. And today, one of them has represented on Sun Up on Shobiz TV, Oberima Akuaku Sapon.
Oberima Akuaku Amponsa.
Amponsa. Right. Who's Akuaku Sapon?
Akuaku Sapon is, I think, is one of the chiefs in the government's Council of State, I think.
Right. So his name clearly is doing something.
Yeah.
Because anytime anybody says Akuaku,
Sapon, yeah.
So Oberima Akuaku Amponsa, and he's an optometrist and a comedian. And where do you
Where do I optometrist? Or which one do I enjoy most?
Where do you lean towards more?
Right now?
Yeah.
Right now I lean towards comedy more.
Comedy more.
Yeah, but I still do clinical duties. Yeah.
Okay.
Like throughout the week I do like a day or two at the clinic.
Right.
Yeah.
And what are your sessions like? Because I'd walk in and start laughing.
No, you wouldn't.
No, honestly.
If your eyes,
what is the look you have? What is the look you have when you're doing your clinicals?
So thank God for nose mask. Yeah. So I put the nose mask on.
Right.
I put my prescribed glasses on.
Right.
So like it gives a bit of a camouflage. Yeah.
Right.
But then for patients who walk into the clinic, their concern is for their eyes.
Right.
Sincerely. Yeah, because eye problems are quite delicate. So
right.
in that moment they want to be attended to first,
right.
before probably then if there's comedy afterwards, fine.
Right.
But once they walk into your clinic, even some who recognize you look at you but want you to finish their job.
First.
Yeah, then others will pull out their phones and start playing your videos to be sure it's you there.
And you
So be mommy. I get that a lot.
You get that a lot. Okay, so clearly now we know he's my guest this morning for the show. Obi, so let's get into it, shall we? You are a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
When you decided to do comedy, why stand-up? Because I know comedy comes in different
forms.
Exactly. And these days, and especially now, I love the skits more.
Yeah.
I've been watching Papaya Atamli on TikTok a lot. When he's going somewhere,
guys.
hard guy, when he's going somewhere, you know, he'll do his thing. And now he's selling cold store,
yeah.
And you know,
the brands are recognizing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So there are different forms of comedy. Why did you decide on stand-up?
I think that's what I was open to in the beginning.
Okay.
I grew up watching the Okalas and the Nkomodes.
Okay.
And I went to boarding school at a very tender age. I went to boarding school somewhere in primary 4. And in boarding school during entertainment, like Saturday nights, we'll be doing variety shows. Others will be dancing, some will be singing, and I'll choose to do the Okala stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually am related to one of those people there. I don't know. Is it Uchinoko? One of those people are part of my family members. So I that's what I was introduced to. The slapstick, the ones that they wear the watch, paint your face.
Yeah.
Then they match it with drums.
Yeah.
So you know, it was so cool.
Okay.
Yeah, and now, you know, times have changed. Yes, the new stand-up is like the one that don't require you to look funny,
right?
But you have to be funny,
right?
You understand? You don't have to look funny to be funny. You can look all good and then still be funny. So that's how I was introduced to stand-up. I actually wanted to be a stand-up comedian for professionally when friends recommended it. Like back in uni, we go for a trip, and then in the bus I'll just be standing inside telling jokes. So some friends were like, yo, you need to make money out of this. Then I started watching the KSMs. I was particularly tuned on Def Jam comedy.
Okay.
Yeah, hosted by Martin Lawrence, which had all when the Chappelles were starting. So I would watch and I'm like, yeah, that's something I could do.
Right.
Yeah, so I did my first show in the uni.
Okay.
Level 600.
Okay.
Yes, and my supervisor was actually angry with me because he said I was supposed to focus on my thesis. but then I was out there doing comedy shows.
Right.
And I didn't even give him a ticket.
Right.
And all that, yeah. So that's where it started. I started with Tree comedy called One Sledge.
Right.
Yeah, I think the tickets was like 6 cities. And then I actually practically sold it to my church members and some of my classmates.
Okay.
Yeah, and they turned up and showed love. That was when I realized I had a career in this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So after uni, I was doing solely Tree.
Okay.
Tree comedy. So the setup was in Tree, the punchlines were in Tree. And then after I completed during my internship, no, not internship, was it? Yeah, during my internship at in some government hospital, I started seeing some clips of friends at Comedy Bar.
Right.
Organized by James Brown.
Right.
So those days they were doing it at Silver Lounge.
Okay.
You remember Accra Mall?
Yeah.
Around the Silver Bed side, that side, the Silver Lounge, yeah. And you go there and it was packed, and there were these comedians like telling jokes in English. I couldn't believe it. I enjoyed it. It was Augustine Dennis, David Dagla, James Brown, Ajeze, David Oscar, DKB, Romanus. I actually thought Romanus was a comic actor only.
Right.
Because I'd watched their skit, Sako the Anti-Mary, their little drama they did. And then I saw him on stage and he blew my mind.
Right.
I almost say he blew me. Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah. So he blew my mind. And
Right.
I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. So the first time I went there, I paid to sit and then watch how it turns out.
Okay.
And so after that, it was a monthly thing. I contacted James Brown. He was the organizer, and that I wanted to try. Then he said he'd give me 2 minutes.
Okay.
2 minutes. Yeah, so the first, I don't remember how it turned out the next month, but that was how stand-up really started
for you, and it's been like this since. And now, arguably, you're one of the, you sit at the top. Is it safe to say that?
No, it's not safe to say.
So who's at the top? Who would you say?
Me. I'm working. I'm just working.
I
feel like whatever position I find myself is still work. You understand? Yeah. And so I don't like when Ghanaians start putting you on a certain pedestal. They expect so much from you that the least slip, they go for the next guy.
Yeah.
And then they just sing you. I do not want that to happen.
You don't want that.
I just want to flow and work. You understand? If you want to call me the king of comedy, that is solely on Ghanaians. But I don't want to.
You don't want to do any self-acclamations.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Okay. What would you say has been, because I know just recently you went to the UK.
Yeah.
What has been, for you, the best stage you've ever performed on? You had the crowd giving you the kind of feel that you want.
The best stage? That would be Basketman's Lord of the Rips in 2019 in Nigeria.
In Nigeria?
Yeah, in Nigeria. Okay. It was my first international stage.
Okay.
And good Lord, it was good. I was nervous backstage, like, because the audience in Echo Hotel, it's like a big hotel. Like,
right.
And I had not performed to a crowd like that before. The left, you see people, right? Nigerians are a lot, and they patronize comedy.
Right.
In fact, the show was supposed to start at 8, I think. And by 6, you would see from the top of my hotel balcony, I could see a line forming, a queue forming to get into the hotel. You understand?
Right.
And then the treatment they gave me, the Star Boy treatment it was so cool.
You loved it.
Oh, please, what you go eat? It's just that the jollof was nice, but apart from that, so the audience were electric. Yeah, wow. When I was announced, I went on stage. I was so nervous, but one thing I do to calm my nerves when I'm on stage is to find something quite relatable to the audience I'm performing to, so that we all relate on that level. Then I start my jokes.
Right.
Yeah. So during that time, there was the Big Brother thing.
Right.
I think Tasha or something was the girl of the house, and she had a phrase: "No leave, no transfer."
Right.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of Big Brother, but I watched it for that stage.
Right.
And so I used that. I said no leave, and they answered no transfer. And then I
settled. Then you knew we're okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And I planned that. This is my first time here, and for me, I feel like as a comedian, anytime I'm asked to represent, like, I'm asked to perform outside the country, I'm representing the country, like Ghanaians.
Right.
You understand? And if the best from Ghana is not able to impress,
true,
that would be a problem. You understand? And so I decided that the 10 minutes I have, they are not going to rest.
Right.
Yeah. And so, like, they are laughing, they are in stitches, and I keep going.
Right.
And it was so good because an auditorium full of people laughing is one of the most fulfilling experiences for a comedian.
It's electric.
Yeah, you feel it in your heart.
Yeah.
And once you're in that zone, it's so beautiful. And so they laughed, and then I was done, and then I left, they stood clapping and all. That was one of my
one
best
of the best stages you worked on. And because you said that, you know, knowing that you were going to Nigeria, you needed something to connect. Does that mean that for every stage you go on, or for every particular people you're going to meet, for instance, if you're going to Kumasi for a comedy show, clearly I want to believe the preparation will be different because it's a different crowd as opposed to when you're in a crowd, when you're going to Ho or different places.
Yeah.
How do you come up with your stuff? What's the process? Like, how do the things come to you? Because I followed you for a very long time.
Yeah, you're a fan.
For a very long time.
You've seen me.
I have seen
the
you.
growth.
You remember that picture we have together?
I know. That was at Casamora, right?
Casamora.
Good Lord.
Many years ago.
Good times, yeah.
Yeah. So I've seen and I've heard all the different jokes that you've said over the years. And sometimes I'm wondering, but how would anybody even think about something like this? How do these things come to you? How do you come up with these things?
So I'm quite observational, so I do more observational comedy, like the stuff that maybe somebody would see and then just bat an eye.
Right.
I'll look and then try to find the jokes in it.
Right.
Like Ochiami Kwame's boxer thing. A lot of people are just going all, but I'll try and find
a joke.
Yeah, because for like Ochiami Kwame to sing a song like Small Small, and then you see you in a boxer shot like that, yeah, like, bro, you were lying to us, bro. So you get the angle.
I get the angle.
So that's what we do. So we look at, I mostly look at trending stuff, and then try to coin jokes out of them by being exceptionally observational. Yes, and that helps me a lot.
Right.
So yeah, and once you see something, you write it down.
Okay.
And then you try to develop it as well. So the jokes, and you'd need to know the kind of audience you are performing to, because jokes are successful when audience are able to relate to them.
Right.
You understand? So I cannot tell a joke about, like, I cannot tell a joke in Chi in Zambia.
Right.
They would never relate. Yeah. And so you try to fashion your jokes to fit the kind of people you are performing. I remember I performed to some Indians in Ghana, and there wasn't anywhere I was going to speak Chi.
Right.
And I had to find something that Indians love, like, and so they enjoyed it. Yeah. So usually, first of all, you look at your audience.
Okay.
The kind of people you are going to perform to, and how relatable how they would relate to the joke as well. Yes, basically, and then you just keep writing. Sometimes we bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are times that you go on stage and
what has been your worst stage?
2022 laughs.
In Ghana?
Yeah, Accra International Conference.
That didn't go so well.
It was bad.
Why? Is it that you were not ready, or the people were just tough crowd?
No, they were not tough.
Okay.
I did not blame it on the crowd.
Okay.
Because other comedians came and killed.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is it. This is what happened. I was hot-headed then.
Right.
Yeah, I've blown before, and this is like my second blowing. During those times, 2019.
Yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't 2019. 2016.
Right.
I did KSM's show. I had just come, you know, back from school. I completed uni in 2014.
Right.
And so 2015, now I was in the game. KSM got to know me, put me on a fiasco ball. I did 1,021 laughs that same December. So in my head, I was like, yo, you are getting it. Just keep going. And then I was billed again to perform at Nabil's 1,000 laughs. No, not 1,000 laughs. Lord of the Ribs.
Right.
In Ghana, Easter comedy show.
Right.
And after that, those days, Charterhouse was doing the 2 shows in a year.
Okay.
So they did one, it was election year, I think. They did one in the middle, I think August. I bombed. album, Natalia. It was bad.
It was
so
bad.
I went on stage. So the thing about comedy is that before you go on a big stage, you need to fashion your jokes. Like you need to tell jokes that you have told before.
You've tried
You've
it,
tried
tested
and
it
tested
on some
before, yeah, on a smaller crowd,
right?
So that you know it works. But for me, I thought, bro, I got it. Yeah, I got it. So I just went with like 20 minutes of new jokes,
right?
And when you start, and you know you are bombing, people are looking at you like, at what point do we laugh? And I was just going, like, and I started bombing from the beginning,
right?
And before that, somebody had called me, one of the my pastor friends had called me that a week before that I had a big show and I flopped, but he's praying about it. So anytime I flop on the stage, the thing comes like, hey, Sophia sent me okay. So it kept reflecting for about 15 minutes. I was just, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't up to expectation,
right?
For me and for the people who had high hopes for me, yes.
Right.
So I was quite disappointed after that. I almost quit comedy. I'm not gonna lie.
After that,
yeah.
So what did how did that make you feel? You were not depressed, were you?
I was.
You were.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. When you get into, and that's a problem in the Ghanaian industry.
Okay.
Like mentorship, there's none. There's
no mentorship.
There's no mentorship.
Okay.
It's one of the reasons, if you see me talking a lot about the young guys, I don't want them to make the mistakes that I made.
Right.
Like these experiences that I've gone through, I share with them, and they get to know that, okay, no, you don't go to a big stage with it. Nobody told me that. Nobody.
No, you had no idea.
And because I had come, people started comparing me to the Romanos and the DKBs. And so that kind of tension started, okay, let him go and do it. You understand?
So how did you deal? Because you said you were depressed. How did you deal?
So I think for me, I believe God has a hand in whatever I do. God makes things fall in place for me. So that was a Saturday. The next day was a Sunday. I had a show in Takrady with a friend. He's also called Obed, but he plays the keyboard.
Right.
Obed Amisa is one of the best keyboardists I've seen. He's in the States now. And so we combined, we did Obi versus Obi. He's Obed, I'm Oberima. So we combined, and then it was a show that we had planned.
Right.
So I actually called the organizer that I'm stopping coming. So
coming.
Just let the guy play the keyboard. And he was like, if I don't come, it's going to mess up the whole show. Because he's used me for publicity. People have bought tickets. I was like, no problem. And so that whole Sunday I was morose. I was sad. And then Clemento Suarez called me. Then of course he said, "Boss, come on, me over there." And he was like, "Oh, Charlie, it's normal. Just take heart." A few friends called me, and so that night,
you killed it.
Oh my God, that was when I realized, okay,
kill a cut.
Yeah, kill a cut.
Kill a cut, blood. You killed it.
Yeah. It was that
night
that I realized, okay, I have it.
You have it.
I have it. It was just
so
a setback.
Tell me something. I've actually, and let me confess, I've heard you tell jokes that I've also gone to pretend to be funny and told other people, and they didn't laugh.
Hold on, you laughed at the joke?
I laughed at the joke. I found it extremely funny, and I went and told it, and nobody laughed.
Yeah.
What is there a method to that madness? Like, what is it about telling a joke? Because we can tell the same jokes to the same people; they'll laugh at yours and not laugh at mine.
Yeah.
What is it about telling a joke? Is there something, like, what do you people do?
I think we do a lot. See,
tell me
if you see the comedian on stage,
right?
It is like 1 month or 2 months of preparation for that 15 minutes every day.
Yeah.
Like me, when you book me for a show,
yes.
The moment we are done with the nitty-gritty, the payment and stuff, I start rehearsing.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So we rehearse.
Right.
We rehearse and know which ones work and which ones don't work.
Right.
And so if I'm telling a joke, now jokes don't just start on punchlines.
Right.
Maybe when I told a joke, maybe the punchline for you was, yeah, man, can you cry? You understand?
Right.
That's the punchline for you. But every joke comes with a setup.
Okay.
You need to set the people up.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm telling a joke here, and the punchline is, about a guy who was wearing a nose mask and forgot himself and then spat outside and then it landed in his nose mask. That's the punchline.
Right.
But then I can't just go there.
Go there.
So now I have to lure you in with some trotro jokes. Like,
yeah.
Anybody pick the trotro, they may changes your name from your real name to the amount of money you give him. I'm setting you up. Yeah. That's why you see a bank manager. Yes, you know, now I'm setting you up for the punch.
Right.
So that's the setup.
So
Start telling, oh, sit by a lady, she wants to stand up, you do this, she passes, people are enjoying, then you go to the... If you have more, you set them up
before you hit it.
Now they are ready. Once you hit them, they throw their head back like this.
Right. So it's a deliberate.
It is.
You need to be very deliberate about.
Yeah.
So being a comedian, it's a serious business.
Yeah, it is. Can you try to forget your joke? You can try, like you can intentionally.
Right.
Or sometimes when you forget, you black out on stage. That's when you start giving shout-outs. Hey Natalia, you're here, I see you.
You're trying to
Emma.
Right. So we're opening the phone lines now. 0503-951-001. That's our phone number. 0503-951-001. Do call us. Obian Ponsa is here.
I'm here.
And we're talking how serious the comedy business is.
Comedy business. No,
you talked about the nitty-gritties, payments and stuff. How expensive are you?
I'm expensive. I mean, like $10 million expensive.
$10 million expensive.
Yeah, I am. I feel like Ghanaians start respecting you a lot when you start going beyond the borders.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Right. Does that change the dynamics in payment, for instance? Because prior to being booked in Nigeria and now going to the UK and back,
I've done Zambia, I've done Rwanda, I've done South Africa.
So prior to those. Sorry, there's a call on the line. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Moses, calling from Nunga.
Moses, talk to me or talk to Obi.
Moses. Obi. Bro. I love you so much.
Oh, stop it. You're making me blush, bro.
Well, I've been following your Facebook on Instagram.
I appreciate
You're so
you.
Good.
I appreciate
You're so
you.
Good, man.
I appreciate you so much, bro.
I wish one day I could meet you in person.
Well, there's a show on Saturday. I'll be there at Snap Cinema. Ojo show, Timid and Crazy. You should come.
Wow. All right, bro. All right. All right, thanks.
All right, take care, man.
Okay, there's another call on the line. Hello? Okay, 0503-951-001. 0503-951-001. Moses, he didn't acknowledge me. Moses, hello? 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 Okay, we lost that. Please, when you call me, do turn down the volume on your TV set. Yes? Moses,
oh yeah.
Straight to the point. I love you.
Yeah.
You hear men say that to you?
Yeah, I hear
How
that.
does that make you feel?
Earlier, I was like, don't say that to me. But now I've gotten used to it. It's just like, it is better than, hey, what do you mean? It is way better.
Hello?
Hello, please, good morning.
Morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Isaac. I'm calling from...
Calling from?
Malam.
Malam now can you are invited. This is Tangalin. Isaac, do go ahead.
Okay. Please, can I talk to Obi?
Absolutely.
What's up?
I want to sing a song with you.
What? You are going to sing?
Yes.
Let's go, bro. Yare yo. Eradie Beshoma. Hey, Miti Yami yo. Ebomu hey. Bro, you're fun.
It's really an honor to sing with you, bro.
Stop it.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Take care.
All right. Thank you for calling. So 0503-951-001. The men love you more. You notice that?
No, my fans are female fans.
Really?
Yeah, they bring guys to shows. Guys feel like they fool past me.
All right. Hello. Okay.
That was it.
That was a lady.
I felt it.
Right, you felt it. That should have been a lady.
Felt it,
we were talking about how expensive you are and the fact that, you know, traveling back and forth clearly raises your worth for typically a Ghanaian booking agent. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Yes. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Miss Philip, and I'm talking from Jamaica.
Okay, Philip, talk to me. Or talk to Obi.
Philip, what's up?
Yeah, I want to talk to you.
Please go ahead.
Talk to me, bro. What's up?
Everything's fine. What's up? I've come to like you.
Ah, you've come to like me, eh?
Yeah.
You didn't like me before.
Go higher, go higher, go higher.
Oh, thank you, bro. What?
I'll start to follow you.
Yeah.
I'll be expecting more from.
Oh yeah, Charlie. Expect more, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Take it easy, man. Bye.
Okay, so yeah, this guy says that he'll be expecting more from you.
Yeah, expecting more. That's nice.
Fans' expectations.
You should say that to Nanado too. So.
I know, right? Fans' expectations. Does that stress you?
Fan expectations? No. Well, now it's quite stressful.
Hold that thought. Hello?
Hi, Natalia.
Hello. Finally, somebody acknowledges that I'm here. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is George Ajuman, and I'm speaking from Ashoman Estate.
Hi, George.
Hello,
Hey, bro.
Ashoma, then do the road. If you rain, it be somewhere.
Tally. So I'll tell you what, Obi. On the 9th of December, when you had your Ghanaian by Cat show, my house got bent in the morning of that day.
Oh, sorry.
And I was extremely depressed.
Oh.
And I knew that I would not miss your show for anything. I told Natalia that I'm going to show up for this show. And guys, it was the best gift I gave myself that day. I snapped out of depression. And I just thank God I made it to the National Theatre that evening.
Oh, good luck.
Big up to you. Big up to everything. I mean, your jokes they hit the right spot.
Oh.
You know. And I mean, sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
This shit.
Yes, George.
Okay.
Thank you for calling, George. Finally, somebody acknowledges me. Yeah. So moments like this, how do they make you feel? Because yes, indeed, he had told me days prior that he was going to come to the show, and the morning of the show his house burnt. So he called me and told me that, you know, the situation, and I was like, oh my goodness. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Nanaya, calling from Nepal.
Nanaya, talk to me, or talk to Obi.
Wait, I'll talk to you first. I've been calling the number between us.
Oh, Nanaya, you're talking to me first. Just, I mean, I made me show. Now me the guest abba. Now I'm going for Casa Family who say dear. Just say. Only me.
Nanaya. Minya. Previous also fiaka. Previous call mama emotional.
Why emotional?
About fiaka. Hey, Charlie, I'm appreciating the love. I didn't know it was that huge.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Charlie, thanks.
Nanaya, thank you for calling. Thank you so much. So back to George's situation. He did call in the morning and said, this is what happened. Another caller. Hello? This will be our final caller. Hello? Okay, we lost that. So we're taking one more phone call. Okay, two more. My producer says two more. So George called and said, and he was so
devastated.
You know. Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Oli. I'm calling from Ashama, Middle East.
All right, talk to me. I mean, talk to Obi, sorry.
To acknowledge you first. I wanted to call you by your name. I'll call you Pretty first.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm on Bro.
Obi, your jokes are sensational, you know. You always put smile on my face whenever I listen to the joke. Sometimes I go to YouTube, download the jokes alone, and then keep myself in the mood. Bro, you do all.
That's it. That's what we look out for, Charlie.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you so much.
Right, one more caller, and then we're wrapping up.
One more female caller.
Now you see the men.
Yeah, the men watch Shobiz.
Yeah.
A lot.
So George calls me in the morning. He says this is what happened. He's devastated, and I mean, by extension, now I'm devastated because I'm like, just George is my person. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm going to come over and see whatever. And he says, oh, no, everything is cool. And I said, and they're saying, and you made it. And yeah, I'll say, shit.
I need it.
You know, and I loved his vim to come. And he did come that night. And he had an amazing time. Yeah. And he did say that, you know, even after that, I say, the whole situation of me, Final caller, hello. Hello? Hello? Please, when you call, turn down the volume on your TV set when you call, okay? One more call. How do these moments make you feel?
Yeah, it's quite, what's the word? I hope I pronounce it well. It's quite exhilarating. Yeah. And quite fulfilling for me. That's why I set out to do this, like to make people laugh and make some money from it. But like the main point is to make people laugh. And when I hear things like this is a big confession from somebody who got his husband and then came to watch me, and because Ghanaian by card, I'm not going to lie there.
Sorry, call on the line. Hello.
Hello,
Bro, what's up?
Hello.
I can hear you, man.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, chairman. You do all, bro. Yeah, be so.
Okay, I'm guessing you called just to say you do all.
Yeah.
You do all, really.
Yeah, I'm still doing something. Yeah.
So
like I was saying, Ghanaian by card, the publicity wasn't that much because then I was touring Zambia and then Rwanda. Yeah. So Ghanaians need you here to sell your tickets. Yeah.
Because I remember you couldn't even go to a lot of interviews.
I'm telling you. Yeah. And it was about a week to the show that I realized I went online to check. And I sold like 25 tickets for National Theatre. Yeah. So I had to intensify the publicity and all. Yeah. And so when I came out, like I saw the audience that came for Popular But Broke, my first special at National Theatre. And then I saw the ones that came out for Ghanaian by card. It was a Friday night. Yeah. And I realized, okay, these people are really here. I missed all, I missed everything.
Yeah, and even I remember that night was a busy night.
Yeah.
There were other events in other places.
Yeah. If I think Wizkid was coming down.
Yeah, there were other
events. Yeah. Well, also had the show as well. Yeah. So when I saw the crowd that showed up, filmed the dance piece and a little bit of the app, I was like, okay, you guys, I'm going to give you a show. Yeah. I'm going to give you a show. And I went in. And one thing I've realized with specials is that you make them laugh to a point, let them think about some stuff, keep them laughing. That's the whole point of comedy. True. We are jesters. We are like the jesters in the King's Court. We have a special task to bring issues, pertinent issues to the public and to the officials, to our government, our people, leaders. We make them know these things through humor. And that's my job. And so I'm unperturbed by complaints and people trying to tag you with maybe an MPP or an NDC tag or that. I feel like it's a duty for us comedians to make people know what is really happening through humor. And that's what we'll keep on doing. So these stories motivate us to even work better.
To do more. Okay, so finally, in wrapping up, what are the drawbacks in the comedy space? Is the comedy space a united front? Early on, my colleague and I were talking about Obrafo suit and the fact that when we learned of the suit, Niman Chaikwe is out. He's on Twitter blazing fire talking about the fact that this is actually me. I'm the one this particular part that's in the suit is me, you know, and all of that. And I find that they couldn't even present a united front because now, outside of Obrafo suit, here's Manche on Twitter, clearly public opinion or court of public opinion happening there as well. And we don't even know where Hammer is in the middle of all of that. It clearly tells you that there is no unity even in this, you know. In comedy, would you say, because I don't know if there are a lot of Ghanaian comedians. I don't know if like your number is really high, but would you say there's unity in comedy, you know, with the comedians?
So this is what I think. Unity can be there, but it can be broken with $10 million. When $10 million comes into the news,
into the mix, unity can be broken.
Families could be broken with $10 million. So I believe everybody has the right to chase their own money. Right. Yes, which you have worked really hard for. Right. Yeah.
You know why I say that though? Or why I ask that is because I see that there are like factions. I mean, and I'm not in the comedy business.
Yeah, that's you looking from outside. That's
looking from outside. I know that maybe Clemento Suarez and
General Tatia and
they kind of are together a lot of the time. There's you, Lexi. There's like, it feels to me like everybody has their little clique, and some people don't even cross over because at Popular, no, not Popular but Broke, at Ghanaian by Card, I stand to be corrected, but I didn't see some of the comedians I was expecting to see there. Again, I don't know the arrangement or if they were busy or whatever, or if there was a communication to you. I'm just speaking as just an observer, you know, so it kind of gives me the impression that maybe there is not that kind of unity.
Well, I mean, unity is unity.
It's not an away name.
It's I think perspectively, how you see it would be different from how others see it.
Right.
But for us, we are united in one cause to project Ghana comedy. Right. The factions may differ. In fact, when you go to church, actually, there are women ministries, there are young ladies department, there are Adventist men organization. I'm talking about SDA. Yeah, they are different. They are different factions. But we are all united in spreading the gospel. So that's what we have. Yes, there may be individual rifts and all that between one or two people, but when it comes to like maybe MJ has a show, Waris has a show, I have a show, we all try to project it, at least post it once or twice. We all try to push each other in that regard. But for like if I mean, those arguments and then disagreements happen within a group of people. You can't have it all rosy. Yes, but it doesn't in any way affect the
Who's your favorite Ghanaian comedian?
My favorite Ghanaian comedian right now. It used to be Augustine Dennis, but right now my favorite Ghanaian comedian would be this guy, Ranzi. Yeah, Ranzi. You don't see him a lot, but that guy is fire. Ranzi Ray. Yeah.
He's your favorite Ghanaian comedian. Okay, so what is that one question that you're always hoping to be asked in an interview, but people never ask you?
Do you think I have it right now?
No, I mean, there must be. There must be. I mean, I've had a few interviews myself, and sometimes I'm hoping they'll ask me some question, but nobody ever really bought this.
But you see, what you just asked there is a question I haven't expected to be asked before, and so I haven't had an answer for that one. Because your question is that what is that question?
That one question that you've always been looking forward to be asked in an interview, but nobody has ever asked you.
Well, then I would say it's per every circumstance I'm in. Like right now, the question I've always wanted to be asked in an interview right now is to be asked like, what's up with my car? My car engine is fault.
Why? I remember the bumper fell off.
Yeah, it fell off. You remember?
I remember the bumper fell off.
Yeah, now the engine is gone.
Why? So how did you come?
This is the question. Thank you for asking me the question. How did I come?
How did you come?
I Ubered. I booted my way here.
But I think you're due for a new car.
Oh yeah.
You're
so
due for a new car.
Yeah, so whoever is watching, whoever is a
you're
fan,
due for a new car.
I'm due.
You're due for a new car
because Elantra engine is 20,000.
Considering our roads and when the rainy season as well, a 4-wheel will be fine.
I would be grateful. A 4-wheel and a Total or Goyle ambassadorial deal.
To go with
exactly. So that I'll be like, oh, my boy. Boom, then they just pump it in.
And then you just pump.
Yeah.
What is the future of comedy in Ghana?
Beautiful.
Right.
It's so beautiful. In fact, I'm going to give you an outline.
Okay.
Today is Thursday.
Right.
Friday, we are doing Kings of Comedy Tour. We
Okay.
are going to the Volta region, Ho Technical University.
Right.
On Saturday, Ojo is doing his comedy special. And the comedy special is like an album launch for like an artist, like a musician.
Right.
So his body of works is put them together. Ojo can do about an hour and 30 minutes of him alone telling you about his life.
Right.
So yeah, he's so young in the game, timid and
Right.
crazy. So he's doing it this Saturday. Like this month is packed. In May, Kojo PJ will be doing his on 13th May.
Okay.
Putogo will be doing on 20th May. And these are comedy specials.
Right.
You won't see a lot of this in other countries.
Right.
You understand? It takes a lot for a comedian to compile about 45 minutes or 1 hour jokes. And so that is happening. Jerry will be doing his, Atamle will be doing his, Lexi. And so the future is so beautiful.
Right.
Though we do not have the money, like all the shows I've done, I've barely broke even. Like,
right.
I don't make much from it.
Yeah.
So what we call for now is for people to join the train.
Right.
Because if you wait for the guys to blow up before you want to join them, the prices will escalate.
True.
Yeah, so yeah, the future is beautiful. And we have
Yeah.
a comedy club where we go every Thursday evening.
Okay.
At Tesano 2927.
Okay.
Where we go to write new jokes and then try them on
Is
audience.
it open to the public?
Yeah, it's open to the public.
Okay.
Every Thursday, 7:30,
Okay.
30 cities.
Okay.
And so it's like our factory where
Where you make the jokes.
And so you can imagine, like,
Right.
a month we have like 4 weeks of like new jokes that you've
Right.
tried, and then it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
How do you suppose the government can help your industry?
By facilitating our tours.
Okay.
By facilitating our tours, they know these area, they know these regions that we are going to. Like, they can take care of maybe the venue.
Okay.
Publicity.
Right.
That's all we are, because you don't need much for a stand-up
Right,
comedy show.
right.
A good mic, good
Right,
light, and
right,
audience. That's
right.
it. And there are a lot of people. We recently went to Sunyani. 2 shows. Like,
Yeah.
we did one at 6, and then the last one was at 8, and it was all sold out.
Yeah.
That was in Sunyani. That was our first time there. Kumasi is always sold out. Accra is always sold out. So there are people ready to listen to us, and that's why we are going to Ho. So
Right.
we need people, facilitators. If you
Right.
are watching and you are even an individual brand,
Yeah.
and you want to bring us 200 CDs, so that we add you to our sponsors, we don't mind.
Right.
You understand? That's what we are clamoring for now.
Okay. All right. So the comedy industry is here. Clearly, it can only get better, and it
Yeah.
will take you and I to support to make it go all the way to the point where we would begin to now appreciate. Final question. I asked who your favorite Ghanaian comedian is, and you mentioned. Who's your favorite international?
Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle.
I love him.
Did you see him when he was here?
Yeah, we tried. We tried so hard.
Okay.
But we saw him from a distance.
Oh no!
Yeah, we entered the auditorium. He was seated with Chance on the stage.
Right.
Yeah, and then we had a chance to ask him questions. So Kojo PJ represented all of us.
Okay.
And then he asked him if he had planned. He said he's planning on setting a comedy club.
Okay.
In Ghana.
That would
and
be
all.
amazing.
Yeah, that was all we had. We wish we could have taken some pictures for
Right.
bragging
rights, you know? Oh boy.
But we couldn't, yeah.
Oh boy, Dave Chappelle. Okay, so this is how we're wrapping up on Sun Up on Showbiz TV. Thank you so much, Obi, for coming.
You're so good at this.
At what?
At this thing, this job.
Oh, I try.
No, for real.
I try.
I mean, I've enjoyed it. This was
You
a
have?
good conversation.
Oh,
yeah.
you know, every time you do, you're deliberate about doing this.
Yeah,
Remember the
because-
last time you came to me when I was on radio?
Yeah.
You did the same thing.
Yeah.
You and like you were like, oh, you are so good
It's
at
so
this.
comfortable doing this with you. You know, when people start telling you to asking you to tell jokes, but you know, when we are having conversations
Yeah.
like this, it's fun.
Right.
It's nice. You know, people call, they enjoy it. So yeah, I mean, kudos to you, and I just wish you all the best. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know that I'm with you, sir.
Oh, you dear.
I'm with you.
Oh.
I'm with you spiritually. I love that DK, is it what they call him? This Nigerian little boy and his older brother that pretends to be a mother. That's who always slap him and say, I'm with you spiritually. I love those.
Yeah.
And I actually love comedy. I follow comedy a lot.
You have been with us.
Yes, I follow Ghanaian comedy, and I love to see people grow in the crafts. I watch what's his name? I've forgotten his name.
Ghanaian.
Tall guy, yeah. He's what you guys, tall guy.
Jerry.
No, not Jerry.
He's young or older?
Oh my goodness, his name is not coming to me. He started doing skits now, and I enjoy watching him.
MJ Warris.
MJ.
Okay,
I watch him all the time.
Yeah.
I watch Warris as
Funny
well.
Dude. Yeah.
And now my favorite is Papaya on TikTok,
yeah.
because he's always going somewhere and he's telling.
He actually videoed this
someday
one.
He fooled me. He said he's going to his girlfriend.
I don't know why he's not viewing this one.
And I said that okay, I'm interested to see you. I don't know your girlfriend.
Yeah.
You guys have a way of hiding these things from us. So I'm like, okay, I'm looking forward to this girlfriend that he's going to see it. So he's taking church, or then he stopped somewhere. He said the car won't go again. He has to walk and continue.
Now the journey
I'm like, okay, where are we going?
Where are we going?
He goes, the lady opens the door, and I'm like, oh, that's a nice girl.
That's a nice girl.
And then the girl serves him food, and he says, that's my sister.
Yeah.
I said,
Idiot.
I mean, but these are things that I follow very keenly. Yeah. Like, you guys are doing an amazing job, and I am here to support you.
The comedy market is huge now.
In fact, my next interviews will be a double interview. I probably will have a Putogo and Papaya.
Yeah.
Who's having a show next?
Ojo has a show this Saturday. Yeah.
That's just this weekend.
Yeah.
Who else has a show after that?
Kojo PJ.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe I'll have
Putogo.
Yes. Maybe I'll have a double interview. Let's get into the
also have the comic, the TikTokers, the funny. The comedy industry is broad now.
Yes,
the Instagram comedians and all the last. They're all doing their stuff.
Yes. So we'll definitely get into it. We want to get into your lives. We know because we know you're an optometrist. I think at your show there's a guy who also did say that he builds houses.
Yeah, an architect, Jomo.
Stayed with me. He said the guy gave him money, and he said, no, wait, is it? Oh, but see, in the end, after the joke, clearly there was no house again.
It was just the top and now no stairs.
No stairs. So funny, you guys. Thank you guys for this industry and the growth. Now Ghanaians cannot say anymore that those days are long gone. Back in the day, we used to say that a lot.
Yeah, but even those days they were funny.
We didn't think so.
We were too used to.
We didn't think so.
Used to a certain culture.
We didn't think so.
That's a story for another day.
Yeah, now we're proud to say that yes, this person and that person, and we're definitely supporting your journey. We'll be back tomorrow. So help us God, between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. Tomorrow is exciting. Will be exciting for me because Monday is a holiday, and also because I have a lot of Muslim friends. I'm gonna get free food on Saturday.
This is the meat one. This is the one.
They said it's the small one. The meat one. The meat one is the bigger one is later.
They give us meat.
They say this is the small one. So
they kill just chicken.
We are cook.
All right.
But still, I'm very cook.
We are ready for them.
Okay, so we'll catch you tomorrow. Shouts going out to the team. Also, shouts going out to Flory Roberts. So Flory Roberts has a makeup pop-up happening on May Day. Heavily discounted prices for you. If you're a woman and you're looking to restock on your makeup products, this is a great opportunity for you. Be sure to pass by there. Is on the Boundary Road, Zida Plaza, opposite Vidai Cafe. So be sure to come by there on May Day. Shouts going out to the team. I really appreciate you guys. It's a wrap.
Early in the morning. It's the dawn of a new day, new hopes, new dreams, new ways. I open up my eyes and I open up my mind and I wonder how life will surprise me today. Early in the morning, it's the dawn of a new day, new hopes.